things are possible to those who believe. All things, not some things, all things are possible. Sometimes it looks like nothing's happening. It feels like nothing's happening. It seems like nothing's happening in your life, but that doesn't mean nothing's happening. When a woman first gets pregnant, it looked like nothing happened. 9 months down the road, there's a lot happening. So you cannot go by what you see. The Bible says you're to walk by faith and not by sight. See, God says in Jeremiah 1, I knew you before you were in the belly of your mother. You know, there's a difference between knowing of somebody and knowing somebody. Knowing of somebody means you know of me, but you don't really know me because you've never sat and spent quality time with me. Quality time, not just time. You and me never fellowshiped together. You and me never communicated. What is communication? It's not bouncing words off of each other. It's not going like this, talk to the hand. It's not making facial expressions. It's getting understanding. If we talked for 1 hour and we didn't get any understanding, we never communicated. We bounced words off of each other. So communication is getting understanding. God said, not Sammy, God said in Jeremiah 1, I knew you. This is knowing of God. This is knowing God. You had intimacy with Him. Who do you think gave you your gifts, your talents, your vision, your calling, and your purpose? Who do you think gave you that? You think college gave you that? You think knowledge is power? If knowledge is power, why do I barbecue 350 cheeseburgers for geniuses laying in the gutters that you can plaster these walls and my walls at my race car shop with their diplomas on a place on Crocker and Fifth on a place called Skid Row? They got more worldly knowledge than I've ever had, but they don't got working knowledge, see? Knowledge isn't power. Working knowledge is power. You have knowledge that I build race cars. I've got working knowledge of how to build them. You got to understand, information isn't good unless it's priority to what you're doing. The reason people fail in life is broken focus. Everybody throws them up, but how do you break somebody's dream? Give them another dream. When people come in and start throwing stuff at you, when you're right in the middle of something, you're breaking your focus. They're robbing something you can never get back. Time. Every second is like a raindrop passing in front of your eyes. You can never get it back. Ever, ever, ever. 3 kinds of people. People watch it happen. People make it happen. Then people wake up one day and go, what happened? You got to understand that you're created for purpose. You know, I've realized the 2 biggest tragedies anybody is ever going to face in this world. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's no other tragedy than this. Number 1, leave this earth without knowing where you're going. That is like a goose in the fog. Why would you leave your house today and not knowing where you're going? That's goofy. You don't leave unless you know where you're going. You have a place to go. You'll never leave where you are until you decide where you'd rather be. So once you leave, you know where you're going. So it'd be goofy to leave this earth without knowing where you're going. Well, Brother Sam, you know, I don't believe in heaven. I don't believe in hell. I don't believe in God or Jesus. I believe in a higher energy. Well, look, if you don't believe in heaven, don't believe in hell, you don't believe in Satan, don't believe in Jesus, let's just take Jesus just in case. Okay? Let's just take him because you don't believe him. Let's just take him just in case. Ask him in just for reassurance. And once he's in there, you know he's in there. Because nobody can confess Jesus without the Spirit of God working on him. He says, no man can come to the Father unless they go through the Son. No man can be drawn to the Spirit of God only by the Spirit. You can't even confess Jesus unless God makes you say it. And you've humbled yourself to it. So now, the biggest tragedies is number 1, leave the earth without knowing where you're going. That's just dumb. Don't do that. And don't try to think it or rationalize it. What does the word rationalize mean? You're rationing lies to your mind. Well, Brother Sammy, I'm going to go ahead and reason this thing. Well, you're going to reason yourself right out of it. Quit thinking, man. The natural man, 5 physical senses. 1 Corinthians 2:14, your natural man does not receive things of the Spirit of God. It's foolishness to them. Nor can they know them because they're spiritually discerned. You cannot judge a spiritual problem with your 5 physical senses. It would be like you trying to hear with your nose. You can't do it. Spiritual things have to be judged in the spiritual realm. The second tragedy that you'll ever face in life, it's not sickness, it's not diseases, it's not poverty. It's to leave this earth without fulfilling your heart's desire, your vision, your calling, or your purpose. That means you just existed. And that stinks. But Brother Sammy, how do you know? How do you know what you're supposed to do? Psalms 37:4. Psalms 37:4 says, delight yourself in the Lord. He gives you your heart's desire. I don't care how old you are. God does not look at age. He doesn't look at nationality. He doesn't look at color. Let me tell you something. There is no such thing as racism or prejudicism. It is a goofed up label that goofy people gave other goofy people to buy into. It's called the spirit of division. Satan wants to divide the black man from the white man, the Japanese from the Chinese, the Arab from the Jew, the guy that drove Ford from the guy that drove Chevrolets. It's a spirit of division. He doesn't care how he divides. He comes, the Bible says in John 10:10, he's a thief and he only comes to steal, kill, destroy, and divide. Now, Jesus said, I come that you have life and have it more abundantly. Well, Brother Sam, I just don't believe in the abundant life. Don't worry, you'll never have it. That's your belief system. See, I found out after 27 years walking breath to breath with God, you'll never change what you believe until you realize what you believe is not producing what you need. Stay that way. Well, you know, Brother Sam, you know, I'm not so sure about signs and wonders. Well, don't worry about it. They don't follow you, they'll follow me. Don't ever go looking for a sign. I was telling today, you don't go looking for signs and wonders. Those are for unbelievers. Signs and wonders follow those who believe.